There's a big problem online right now with content surrounding Star Citizen. Hey guys, I'm Morphologis, and in this video we're going to talk a bit about hate click videos for Star Citizen because you've probably seen more than a few of them in the past few months on YouTube. So I'll start off defining what hate click videos are, and then I'm going to give you guys some examples that I'm sure that you've seen, and sprinkled in between and at the end I'm going to be sharing with you my very honest opinion on the matter, because I do have a very strong opinion on it that some of you may have already heard in my Twitch and Discord channels. So what are hate click videos? Well, these are videos that are typically very lazy pieces of journalism that just feed off of what the current internet tribal narrative is on a given subject. And for Star Citizen, we know what it is, and you've seen it in the comment section. You may have even made this comment yourself. Star Citizen will never be released. This has become such a meme on the internet that it is virtually appearing everywhere, and nobody ever qualifies it. They just say it because they know it makes them feel like they fit in and they can conform to the expectations of the wider internet. The recent videos from Inside Gaming, both a few months ago and very recently, talking about Star Citizen's current funding campaign and the playability of the game, as well as the really unexpected video from the infographics show, are prime examples of what I'm talking about. But let me qualify that and break it down for you a bit here. In all of these cases, whether it's these two videos that I've talked about, or the three videos I've talked about, or any others you've seen on the internet, they've probably referenced at one point or another the Forbes article as their primary source of information. That's the first problem with these videos. They conveniently just cite the negative parts of it without going too much into the bias of it. And let me give you a quick refresher on that article so you can remember now clearly why it was so bad. It wasn't just that they went after CIG and Chris Roberts, which is fine. I would expect that from a critical piece on CIG and Star Citizen. It's not a perfect project and it has a lot of problems. No, the problem is that if you read far enough into it, they start personally attacking his wife for some reason, who has nothing to do with the vision and management of the project. Yes, she has some role in PR, but it's minor, and it's really weird that they went into her personal relationships as well. Anybody who calls themselves a journalist should have had red flags popping up at this point for the article. Any article that begins presenting itself as a trustworthy, unbiased source, but then starts to personally attack somebody, should be regarded as a very biased article where somebody who's writing it or publishing it has some sort of bone to pick, let's say, with that individual, and therefore that information has to be taken with a very tiny grain of salt. The second portion of these videos, and this is pretty much all of them, is that they don't actually play the game, and when they talk about it, it sounds like they have no idea what the current state is. I mean, the stuff from Inside Gaming didn't even know that there were moons and planets that you could land on. They had absolutely no idea what they were talking about, and yet they purported to review it and talk about its development. Nobody bothered to spend even $45 just to log on to see what the current state was. If they would have done that much, I would have had more respect for their articles. But no, in pretty much all of these cases, they're just regurgitating stuff they've heard from secondhand and third-hand sources without doing any due diligence themselves. But here's the truth of it, guys, and this is what makes these videos hate click videos. They don't care about journalistic norms. They don't care about biases. What they care about is getting your clicks. They want to agree with that narrative because it fuels clicks. People love clicking on videos that have drama in them and that talk about somebody scamming somebody or someone lying or something like that. They don't really care about informing you. They don't care about telling you about what Star Citizen is, the development process, because that actually takes effort. What they want to do is have absolute minimum input for the maximum amount of return. And it drives me nuts that these people are still regarded as journalists. They are not journalists. You want to see some well-researched pieces that talk about how Star Citizen has been having problems and that goes into those in more depth? Go check out Failure to Report. I'll link him in the description. He just goes off on Star Citizen, but at least he plays it. At least he's backed it and he's got some skin in the game. He's somebody you can rely on for negative sources of information on Star Citizen that aren't just fueled by crap from Forbes. I mean, think of it. Would you watch a car review on a car that you want to buy if the reviewer never even drove the car? No. No matter what he said about the car, Whatever he says is BS because he didn't drive the car. It's the same thing for video games. If you're gonna put out a video and take the time to do it, at least play the game. Stop being lazy and just relying on other people's information. That is not what your job is. And for those of you watching right now who are typing those comments down in the comment section about how Star Citizen will never come out, fine, whatever. If you want to say that, I don't care, but at least look at some sources of information that actually know what they're talking about. Do some actual research, and when you want to say Star Citizen sucks, at least take the time to qualify it with something. I absolutely welcome negative comments in my comment section if their comments are well thought out, if they've shown any evidence of doing their own research. But if they're just saying Star Citizen comes out in 2040, I don't want to have any of that. That's a waste of your time, and it's a waste of my time. Now, some of you have pointed out that I've been very optimistic and positive about the project, where I could be more negative. Yeah, that's true, but you know what? Being negative all the time sucks, and I don't want to be negative about a project I care about. Yeah, development is getting delayed. Yeah, it's taking forever. Yeah, we want it today. But you know what? There is not a single game out there that is anything like Star Citizen. And the reason why I know this is because I would be playing it. I'd be showing it to you on my channel if there was a competitor, a real competitor that had the level of quality, the level of fidelity, the amount of depth that Star Citizen is trying to achieve. But there just isn't a game out there. Why? Because it's too expensive. See, this is the biggest problem for Star Citizen. If you want to know more about the game, it actually takes effort. If you want to know why things are delayed, they've actually given us reasons for pretty much everything, but it's not that easy to find. It takes effort, and it's just easier to hate something than it is to take some time for yourself and do some research. Let me give you an example. The Bartender. It's taken them a year to try to get this out, and we're finally getting it hopefully in 3.10. Now, on the surface, it looks like they're having problems implementing a very simple thing that we've had in games like WoW. But if you dig a little deeper, you'll realize that it's not actually about the Bartender's function that has caused it to be delayed. It's actually a platform for them testing their AI for Squadron 42 and for the rest of the PU. It is just a proof of concept of their subsumption tech, which is taking different types of animations and trying to seamlessly and believably transition them between one another, as well as adding in additional tools for the developers to make certain animation adjustments without having to go back and re-mocap something that they forgot to do. The result of this work will have the bartender moving around the bar and actively responding to NPCs and players in a very believable and lifelike manner, taking orders, having conversations, and doing it in a way that almost seems exactly like what you would see in real life. They're taking the time to do that with all the AI in Star Citizen, and that takes time, but you wouldn't know that if you took no time to do any research whatsoever. You would just see it as they're taking forever just to get a bartender out. That's not to say, like I said, that all haters are lazy. There are some very good haters out there that have put out some valid information about Star Citizen, and I appreciate and welcome that. I think that Star Citizen needs to have criticism. Otherwise, nobody's gonna be holding their feet to the fire. We need that in our community, and don't overlook that very valid and important aspect of the development cycle. And so for those of you in the community who are watching this and agreeing with me, also remember to check yourself, because we can be biased too. We can be too optimistic about the project, and we also need to take everything in small amounts, meaning that we have to be critical at times and we have to be positive at times, but we can't be too much of one or the other, or we're not going to see the progress that we want. Everything in moderation, as they say, and it's great not for just an outlook on a video game, but for life in general. But anyway, I usually end by inviting you to comment down below, but I know you're gonna do it anyway, and I really look forward to it. I love having conversations with you guys who are part of my community on Discord and on Twitch, and I invite those productive conversations, whether they be negative or positive. It's great to have that variety in a community, and that's what I think makes it healthy. So I've been a very angry Morphologis. I hope to see you guys next time.